Edmonton, Alberta. Tonight, the Toronto Maple Leafs visit the Edmonton Oilers. The supervisors of the Edmonton Oilers by Tim Hortons Premium Blend Coffee, always 20 minutes fresh. James Reimer 1-0 against the Oilers lifetime with a 3.0 goals against average. The well-traveled Nikolai Habibulin 13-14-4 lifetime against the Leafs, 2.66 in those games. Eberly back in the lineup for the Maple Leafs as well as Colby Armstrong.
A little energy injected in the lineup tonight with having Colby Armstrong in there, and a little size as well on the back end with Keith Ollie, who's been playing very well for the Toronto Marlies of late.
And the sidebar story tonight, Luke Schenn along with Jay Rosehill and Joey Crabb are healthy scratches here tonight. Carl Gunnarsson still nursing that leg injury sustained in practice before starting this Western road trip. The Leafs had a fairly good 2 periods against the Calgary Flames.
Let's go Oilers!
We were not in. Rexall plays off Oilers. Right ahead center, and it is knifed down into the Toronto zone. Tigers keeping it back along the boards, and Smith goes into the corner against Bozak. Bozak got it freed up. Kessel couldn't get it out. It bounces to the line, but is launched back in again. Up ahead for Lupul. Lupul to Kessel and in across the line. Dropping it for Lupul. Across the line. Dropping it for Lupul.
He'll put it right in the Hopkins and he scores! Ryan Newton Hopkins! Murdered to start the game! And it is 1-0 Oilers. And RNH gets his 5th in the postseason.
Well, Joffrey Lupul, the hometown kid, throws one on the board here early for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And speed on the right. A little chip. And here's the give and go. Lupul gives the puck. And he's going to get it back. Far side shot that beats Habibulin with that quick release after Kessel with a little give and go. Went to the net. Took his man to the net, and a little interference. What a shot.
They're on there. Breckham up north towards the far side. Big balls on Essex on
play here by Ollie to win the foot race, and that sets up the play and the little give and go. Kessel, and then there's Bozak. He's going to the net. Schmid goes down to block the shot. That ends up screening the goaltender, Habibulin, and the hometown kid, Lupul, gets on the board really early, and Tom Reddy, not sure if he was going to be behind the bench tonight or not, suffering a concussion.
The first period of tonight's game from Edmonton on Leafs TV is brought to you by Ford Drive One, by Tim Hortons, always fresh, always Tim Hortons, by Primo, fueling for performance with Primo pasta and sauce, and by 5 Hour Energy Shot.
Of course, Tom Rennie got injured in the morning skate in Toronto, did not coach that game. And I talked to him in Ottawa over the weekend. He's really struggling with concussion-like symptoms. He's had a difficult time and has not been really attending practice a whole lot. As a matter of fact, the funny story in Ottawa, the game sheet was incorrect. And it wasn't Tom Rennie that put the game sheet on the ice, but he was the one that put the players on the ice, and the ref kind of gave him a little bit of a break. Came over, and Tom put his hand up, they looked at each other and smiled, and didn't get a 2-minute penalty, and perhaps it might have been one. But anyway, the rumor was maybe the game sheet wasn't all.
First are 8-2. The Maple Leafs are concerned. Early goal and a 1-0 lead. Ryan Whitney backpedals it into his own zone, and Tom Gilbert gives it back to him. And now it is back around the boards, and Gilbert has it again in the Oilers zone. Goal is Kessel and Ollie assisting on Lupul's goal. Joffrey Lupul with his 23rd of the season. Laid in over the line. Hayarvi with a shot, blocking arm save by Reimer. Bouncing puck to Conley. Conley gets it freed up, and Grabowski starts away with Clark MacArthur. Grabowski in over the line, and a weak shot is steered wide of the net by Nikolai Habibulin, who's won just one of his last 10 starts, but that was his last start before 3 victory in Ottawa.
Next that afternoon.
A pass ahead for Lombardi. He's in alone. He's right. Last 10 starts, but that was by Happy Bullen, who's won just one of his last 10 starts, but that was his last start, the 4-3 victory in Ottawa.
Excellent that afternoon.
A pass ahead for Lombardi. One and a weak shot is steered wide of the net by Nikolai Happy Bullen, who's won just one of his last 10 starts, but that was his last start, the 4-3 victory in Ottawa.
Excellent that afternoon.
A pass ahead for Lombardi. He's in alone of his last 10 starts, but that was his last start, the 4-3 victory in Ottawa.
Excellent that afternoon.
A pass ahead for Lombardi. He's in Ottawa. His last 10 starts, but that was his last start, the 4-3 victory in Ottawa.
Excellent that afternoon.
A pass ahead, 4-3 victory in Ottawa.
Excellent that afternoon.
A pass, the 4-3 victory in Ottawa.
Excellent that afternoon.
A pass ahead, 4-3 victory in Ottawa. Last 10 starts.
And they're going to be now.
They go given by other parts. He and Lombardi are joined by Colby Armstrong on this unit. The puck still free, swatted towards the net, scooped up by Happy Bullen, and a face-off coming in the Oilers zone. The Leafs have had 5 of the first 6 shots on goal.
Look one more time because you're trying to figure out how can Lombardi be this open. And the Oilers here, both players. And they got a bad change going. And to the right of your screen, you can see the horrific change by the Edmonton Oilers. And it was a real mix-up there as Cam Barker, the defenseman, never got into the play. The Edmonton, they collided. And here's Cam Barker. No way the Oilers should be changing there when the puck is just inside the Toronto blue line.
And when Happy Bullen came across, he really opened up on the butterfly, and Lombardi slid it right between the wickets.
That's a tough play for a goalie. That little play between the legs when you get an opposition flying towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager. An errant pass goes down. Now will have to be touched by Reimer. It's centered in front of the net. They score! Eager.
Towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager.
Between the legs when you get an opposition flying towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager. An errant pass.
Opposition flying towards you and he makes that little play between the legs when you get an opposition flying towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager.
Between
Lombardi slid it right between the wickets.
That's a tough play for a goalie. That little play between the legs when you get an opposition flying towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager. An errant pass goes down.
That's a tough play for a goalie. That little play between the legs when you get an opposition flying towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager. An errant pass goes down. Now will have to be touched by Reimer. It's centered in front of the
you get an opposition flying towards you and he makes that little move.
Eager. An errant pass goes down. Now will have to be
Sharp guard
down into the
line here. Times this today.
He goes into the near corner after it. The puck is knocked for free. They are returning in his own zone. Ahead for Horkoff as he hits the line in on the left wing. Back in front of the shot. And Horkoff just missed that far post. Conley with the puck on the right wing side. Obfuscated in over the line for Grabowski. Grabowski holds. Loses it. And it's back out to the line. Brought in on a delayed offside by Kuhlman. And whistled down by the linesman. Grabowski. A body wide of the net. Rebound to the line, but not out. Another shot is deflected wide of the goal by Reimer. Played along the boards. Barker pinching in to try and keep it in. Got support from Jordon Eberly. Puck now into the Toronto zone, and it is Lombardi finding Armstrong. Colby Armstrong launches it into the left wing corner, and he's going to get in there at the same time as Barker, who played it away from him. Eberly puts it high to center ice. Volleyball to head, but brought on now by Hall. And apparently offside. Well, what a start.
I talked with Taylor Hall this morning, and it's kind of a funny story. He had a terrific goal in overtime in Ottawa where he drove wide, and it was a real power type of shift of speed. It kind of reminded me of Mark Messier. And I said to him this morning, you ever met Mark? You kind of remind me of Mark Messier. He kind of looked at me with a funny face, and then I realized this kid's so young. He didn't spend a lot of his life watching Mark Messier as a young player.
Yeah.
Felt a little old.
Did you? Very good.
I did.
You know, it might help you when you go into these dressing rooms to look at your birth certificate. Brown and Eager. And Eager throwing.
It was another
Left
funny
up,
measure.
down,
Game 6.
2/3 of his way to a
Game 6 fight.
And they have a little chat at the face-off. And it's one of those predetermined fights. And yep. We're going to fight. You see this coming. There it is. You want to go? There's the puck goes down. There they go. Eager got a bit of a jump on him. No doubt about it.
About a year ago, guys, in Atlanta, that Ben Eager sucker punched Colby Armstrong, and the Leafs reaped the benefits of that with 5 power play goals and a 9-5 win. Here we are 13 months later, back at it again.
Oh, the face-off is coming to the right.
Face-off. One of the
James Reimer.
A goal from Hopkins.
4 minutes
From
and
Gagne.
4 minutes
And
and 49
Connor.
seconds into the books.
This is fifth. 6 points.
Lander loses the face-off. Miles plays it on the glass.
In the playoffs.
On the bench. Brought back into the big circle to the right of Reimer. Brown and Eager for fighting.
And here's the play that Paul Hendrick was talking about. And there's that play on Colby Armstrong, and Eager was suspended. And that
Back with the Atlanta Thrashers. As the pass comes ahead for Armstrong. He's pushed off the puck. It is cleared to the line, and a hit there by Darryl Boyce. And as it comes free, it is Lyles. The rink by feet, and Armstrong rolls it in over the line. Back behind the goal, Petrie sending it on the wing. Lyles can't keep it in. And it's brought out now by Hall. He hits the line. Hall with a sliding pass to the far side out of the reach of Ryan Jones. Jones trying to bring it to the front of the net. He does. That is stopped by Reimer, and he's able to get a glove on it and hold on.
And Reimer's looks a little bit shaky at the moment. It's pretty tough when your team gets a 2-0 lead and then you have a bit of a miscue and a goal goes in on you in the first shot. Reimer here does a good job, however, holding his ground as Jones does an excellent job driving the net, taking the puck to the net.
Bozak, Kessel, and Lupul out there for Toronto. Thomas Sarek is joined.
No item in view.
Is joined by Gardner on the far side, and the linesman getting point of order organized at the benches, and the face-off coming to the left of Reimer. Draw one by Toronto. Kessel. Bodied there by Vladislav Smith. Kessel is able to dig the puck out. He's got Lupul with him as he comes across the line, dropping it for Gardner offside. A whistle down by the linesman, Ryan Hansich, and it'll be faced off outside the Edmonton blue line.
Jones, the forward for the Edmonton Oilers, does a nice job there of identifying that rush as Schmid was caught and pushed Kessel far enough out to the outside to create the offside.
Draw one by Edmonton. Laid off by Speed to the far side. Oilers get it out at center, attempted to find Smith. Shot back in again. And Petrie will get it out into neutral ice. Backhanded in by Jones. Thomas Sarek taken to the boards. The puck free along the wall. Fed around on the wing. Kessel couldn't get to it. Speed shot is off the mark wide. Jones bunts it back in behind. Smith back to the goal and into the near corner. Thomas Sarek got in there, battling in there against Eric Belanger. Belanger has it in his skates. Hope free for Gardner. Gardner sends it off on the wing, and Lupul trying to step around. Petrie gets it out at center ice. Under the wing for Grabowski, who's off the bench, but he couldn't handle the pass. Grabowski is nailed into the end board there with a pretty good elbow from Smith. Puck comes out into the center ice area. Borkoff right in front of his own bench, trying to play it in over the line, then comes away with it as the Leafs were changing. Hope check there sends Connolly away. Connolly on to MacArthur. MacArthur pulls up. MacArthur into the slot, still with it, rolled it wide of the goal. As Harvey Poland got spun around in the goal crease, and off the skate, it's going to come out and down the ice. This is Keith Hawley getting up to the icing. Going to be brought back down into the Oilers zone. Things have slowed up appreciably. We're now into 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Got almost 4 without a goal.
Molson Canadian Leafs Hockey on Leafs TV HD is brought to you by Molson Canadian, made from Canada.
Conley taking the face-off here. Grabowski onto the wing. Conley wins the draw. Lyles into Clark. MacArthur curling out. Can't get a shot away. Hooks it off onto the near boards. MacArthur onto the puck again. MacArthur with it once more. Back to the point of post. Slid off to Conley. Conley right on the goal line to MacArthur. MacArthur back in along the near boards. There's the one-handed along the wall, but with check. Grabowski trying to help out. Grabowski looks for Conley for a man in front of MacArthur. Deflected that, but he deflected it wrong. Conley gets it back towards the blue line. Grabowski trying to outside Alex Hemsky for it. It comes out and down into the Toronto zone. The Leafs 2, the Oilers 1. Cody Franson leaves his way through center. Launches it high into the left wing Toronto zone. Leafs 2, the Oilers 1.
Oilers 1.
Cody Franson.
0.
Leaves his way through center. Launches it high into the left wing corner, and Armstrong is onto the puck into the corner now with Sam Gagner. Gagner has it blocked. Centering effort. Knocked back of the net. And now here's Armstrong with it again. Armstrong working on the corner boards. Gets it out into the slot to Dion Phaneuf by. And that went off the leg wide. Coleman taken to the boards there by Andy Sutton. And it is still the Leafs with it. Here's Phaneuf with a wrist shot off the blocking arm of Hammy Bullen. And a bank pass for Hall. Hit the linesman, but Hall's in. Hall still with it. A shot went wide. Only fans on the pass. Gagner. And he can't find anyone as it slides to center ice.
And that rush gives you an indication of what Hall can do. What a player he is already, and what a player he's going to be as he matures.
All away from being a two-time 20-goal scorer in this league, and he's going to have a lot more than that this season. Played then by Gardner to center. Tipped back in over the line. The Leafs get it out again. Bozak off onto the left wing side. Gardner will back down. Gardner sends it off a body. Here's Kessel with speed. Off the start. Angle a shot in front. And Lupo tipped it just wide. Kessel plays it back into the corner, and Lupo tries to center. He did! And that was stopped by Hammy Bullen. Well, we talked about speed in the opening, and have we seen an abundance of it here thus far? Wow. Lyles going back after it in his own zone. MacArthur up on the left wing, chips it in over the line, and he goes in there after it against Ryan Whitney. Whitney spun around on the play. Grabowski couldn't come out with it. And it's brought out at center ice now by Alex Hemsky. To the line and in for Horkoff to the left wing side. Payarby lets it get free. Horkoff after it again. Too well covered, but it goes free to Payarby. Now trying to come out in front. He does! Still with it, a shot! And that might have gone off Lyle's skate and wide of the goal. Payarby in the corner once more. Magnus Payarby, who has spent a great deal of time down in the minors. Hemsky's pass goes off a skate and comes to center ice. Payarby with it again. Onto the right wing side. A shot by Gilbert went off. Clammer and wide of the net. Puck still down in the Toronto zone. Gagner with a nifty move. Then overskated the puck. And the Leafs try to counterattack now as Lombardi, who scored earlier, gets it out at center. Fired deep into the Oilers zone. 4 of the 7 goals scored by Matthew Lombardi have come in the first period. Over the line now for Hemsky. Trying to get it back, or rather Gagner trying to get it back into the slot. Chipped along the boards and in for Hall. Eberly trying to come out with it. Back to the point it goes, and a wrist shot is kicked away. There's a big rebound, but it goes right to Coleman off the play. Coleman to center ice. Ridden off the puck effectively by Jordon Eberly. Hall. And across the line. Working into the right wing corner, and it's stripped away by Bozak. And this will get to something shortly, but Gardner taken down as he goes to the bench slowly. Here are the Oilers back into the Toronto zone. Thomas Sarek after it into the corner. Played it up onto the right wing side. Kessel got it ahead. Bozak gets it out. Right back into the Toronto zone. Komisarek taken to the boards with authority, but it goes to Kessel and quickly on to Lupo. Lyles with them as the pass goes to Lyles on the left wing. Lyles trying to get it in front of the net. Gardner apparently not shaken up on the play. He's right back into the play. Back to the point for Lyles. Lyles a shot. Big rebound. Gobbled up there by Ryan Jones. Gets it out. And Trout couldn't do much with it. Jones gets it in over the line. Jones knocked down on the play. Up ahead to Clark MacArthur and goes. MacArthur in over the line. Conley to the front of the net. Takes the pass. Conley looking for an outlet. Still with that. Trying to stick him around below. Shane shot wide. Centering pass. That one off the goaltender wide. Played to the near boards.
This is one heck of a hockey game so far, I got to tell you. Speed, up and down, great passes.
24 minutes.
Over 7.5 minutes without a whistle.
1 second, 1 hours, 38 minutes, 43
Lombardi.
seconds.
3 goals already.
Fight.
Sam Gagner.
What else do you want?
Couple of
Here's
fine goals.
nice, maybe just to
10
get
assists.
things going. Back to the point now. Here's a chance for Cam Barker. And he's not high and wide.
That's it.
Off the stance and it comes to Lombardi. Branson trying to play it along the boards. Chips it around back of the net. Magnus Payarby with it. Payarby gets a little interference run by Barker down the boards. Lombardi against the wall. Has it. And it is freed up now to Armstrong. Armstrong trying to chip it in, and it is mercifully tipped into the Oiler bench and out of play. Refasten your seatbelts when you come back. 2-1 Toronto. They're brought to you by LASIK ND, providing you with a 20/20 view of all the action.
And the last time in Toronto, these two teams met, Lupo threw one down and got away with it maybe, but tonight, no question about this one. It's shot far side, a give and go with Kessel, and that was the first goal of the hockey game. And here he is as a youngster in Fort Saskatchewan.
Curly hair. Well, he has given the Leafs an early lead. Matthew Lombardi's built a 2-0 advantage. Ben Eager has scored for Edmonton, and it is a 2-1 game. Loses it, and it's back out to the line. Big offside by Kuhlman, and a whistle down by the linesman.
You know what, Eager on this goal just sneaked in, coming in late after a bad handoff here by Reimer. And here comes Eager, now he smells it, tap, 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 and a real good quick release to get the goal. And it's tough to blame Gardner on this play. I mean, and here comes Eager. Now he smells it. Tap, tap, tap. And a real good quick release to get the goal. Eager. Now he smells it. Tap, tap, tap. And a real good quick release to get the goal. And it's tough to blame Gardner on this play. I mean, he turned the wrong way, but... And it's tough to blame Gardner on this play. I mean, he turned the wrong way, but... On that particular play, if a goalie's not sure, just rifle it into the corner. Get it out of harm's way.
6 sliders, 16 minutes, 19 minutes, 20 minutes, 26 minutes, 20. YouTube video player group.
An Oiler on top of the puck. Brought out now on the near side by Ryan Jones after it now as Gardner is in against the wall. And the puck is poked free and Komisarek will get it up on the wing to Lupo with Kessel. Kessel dropping it back to Lupo. Sends it towards the net, but it's off the mark wide. Bozak cycles it back in and Lupo is first there. Taken to the wall by Petrie. And then smothered at the side of the net. Heavy pulling. And there'll be a face-off coming in the Oilers zone to the left.
At 1-0 Oilers.
And for the Toronto Maple Leafs, what I like about their game so far is they've had the puck most of the period, which has really helped their defensive effort. They've been able to get out of their zone in a hurry with speed, with a couple of good quick passes, and really have not been in trouble in their own zone so far here in period number 1.
Brown and Eager back into the game as the shot goes off Sutton to the far boards. Boyce gets it back in along the wall. Here's Steckel centering in front of the net. and unable to get a shot there was Daryl Boyd. Taken to the boards and Sutton was able to get it freed up and brought out now by Cam Barker. Barker hits the line. Barker on the right wing with a shot that is deflected wide of the goal by Reimer. Enough. Puck coming free in the scrum with Steckel. And Phaneuf works around back of the net. Uses the net to shield himself there from the checking of McCrell. The puck gets turned over, though, and Hall has it back in over the line. Only to have it poked back out again by Phaneuf. Laid up on the wing. Hall can't get to it. Grabowski does. Grabowski with Conley in over the line. Conley looking back in for Grabowski. Swatted at it. Went high and wide of the net. Miles plays it around back to the goal. The Oilers get it up on the left wing side, and Hall trying to get it in over the line, and Franson took it away. Back come the Leafs on the right wing with Conley. He's got Clark MacArthur with him, trying to slide it through the legs. That didn't work. Grabowski gets tangled up with an Oiler on the far side. No call, and Conley has it back in over the line. Now to Grabowski. Steps around a fallen Oiler around back to the net centers. Back to the point, the Franson the drive, and it went wide.
Well, all night, Joel. This is way too good.
Man, this is the clock start, but it might be over for almost 7 o'clock start. The Army back to the goal. Right ahead for Petrie. Petrie on the left wing side to Sean Horkoff. Long shot that went wide of the net. Hensky back to the net for Horkoff. Horkoff into the corner. Horkoff chased by Gardner back to the point. And a penalty is coming here. It may be goal interference. And the Maple Leafs will go to the first power play of the game.
Tangled up with Reimer, and he actually put his glove right in the face, and Lombardi pushes him in a bit. And that's why PRB was not thrilled with the call, nor was Tom Rennie behind the net.
First power play for either team, and tonight's Maple Leaf power plays are brought to you by Just Energy, your green energy solution. Ball will be to the right of Javi Bullen. And in the last 11 minutes of playing time, there have been just 3 whistles.
Perfect.
Draw won by Toronto. Enough at the point with a shot. It's going to be deflected off the glass. No, off the screen. So now this game's stopped all.
It's nice to see Tom Rennie behind the bench tonight. I mean, I mentioned earlier in the period how much he's been struggling with his concussion. And we weren't sure if he was even going to be in the game tonight. It wasn't at the morning skate.
By Microsoft Edge.
NHL coaches all have to wear helmets. Centering pass blocked. It comes back to the blue line and out into the center ice area.
Don't bring that up with the NHL guys, Joe. You won't be very popular.
No,
believe me.
I'm sure I wouldn't, but I'll bet you Tom Rennie wished he had one on. Brought out by Lyles.
Put it this way, when asked, he said, well, I'm not putting one on. So there you go.
Kessel weaves in over the line, drops to Lupul. His drop pass is picked off and shot out and down the ice. The Oilers are 12th in penalty kill, 83%, allowing 35 and 206 times short. Maple Leaf power play has brought to 9. Bozak hits the line to Phaneuf. Into Bozak. Bozak plays it around to the far side. Kessel propels it to the blue line to Lyles, quickly to Phaneuf. Phaneuf back to Lyles. Lyles walks the line, saucers it off to Kessel. Kessel with the snap shot that went off the stick of Kidney in front and almost into his own goal. 5 seconds left in the penalty to the Oilers. Brought out now by Gardner. Drops. Conley carries to the line, sips in. Has Grabowski going to the front of the net, and Grabowski was knocked down as he reached the front of the goal. Puck maintained by Edmonton and washed out and down the ice. Leafs with a 2-1 lead. Gardner.
Oilers
with a
with a
2-1 lead.
1-0 lead.
Gardner.
The Oilers.
Drops it off for Conley. A pass up on the wing. Conley couldn't get to it. Knocked down the ice by Belanger. And Reimer has to walk back to the goal as Ryan Jones was up there. Penalty expires. Brought out now at center and shot down into the Oilers zone. Three shots during that. Number 3 is a great scoring chance. Coleman backhands it into the corner. Armstrong back to the net. Eludes one, rolled it out in front of the net. No one there to do any damage. Lavofsky takes his man to the boards. Benson stands up at the blue line, and the puck goes back down into the Toronto zone. Ollie has it turned over, and Jordon Eberly in on the right side. Eberly taken wide. Ollie loses his stick in front of another shot, and that was stopped by Reimer.
Good save by Reimer there. Well under the blue paint. Good challenge.
Ollie gets his stick back. Armstrong gets the puck out. Here's Kuhlman bringing it in for Toronto. Kuhlman with a snapshot that doesn't reach the net. Following up on the play is Lombardi in the middle of a change. Armstrong got nailed nose first into the glass by Ryan Whitney. And here's Paul away, just missing a hit there by Brown. Off the boards to center and in for Armstrong. Armstrong trying to get around Tom Gilbert was put. Less than a minute to go in the period is gone, and here's a walk forward to right. Brown. Steckel hits the line. Steckel in with a weak shot, a backhand to line on top of the net. That looked like it might reach that post. Cut down the ice by the Oilers. And 32.9 seconds remain in the period.
And Steckel just lost the race for the puck here as Abby Bullen gambles a little bit. Now he goes. Ooh, that's just about bumped into the net and went over the crossbar instead. Good work by Steckel to go to the net with that play.
7 goals, 1 assist, 1 power play goal, 2 shorthanded goals for David Steckel. Pass in front, and just banding on that in front of the net was Kessel, for it is 3-1. Kessel again, now to post.
Jordon Eberly. Eberly scores! 116.4 left to go.
And Steckel just lost the race for the puck here as Abby Bullen gambles a little bit. Now he goes.
There goes his 6th goal of the playoff.
Instead.
10 points.
7 goals, 1 assist. Shorthanded goal for David Steckel. With a dozen seconds left in the period. Belanger got it ahead on the left wing and brought in over the line now by Petrell. He goes into the corner. Quick back leader couldn't get to it. On the boards. There's the horn to end what was a track lead in the first 20 minutes. Leafs lead 2-1. Before season, and a look at the first period summary. And the Lupo Kessel Bozak line had 6 of the 14 Toronto shots. They had 16 shots against the Flames last night. Lupo tries to push the puck ahead, and it's backhanded by Bozak down into the zone. Kessel unable to fish it away there from the Oiler defense as it's played to the Toronto blue line. Belanger breaks into the left wing corner, and Phaneuf took him down. Puck is into the corner, and now Bozak having a double team against him there, pokes it on to Lupo, and Lupo carries out at center. Pass onto the wing to Kessel, trying to split the defense, and it bounced away, but it's now brought in by Bozak. Kessel in the near corner, back to the point to Phaneuf, a drive, and that is stopped. The rebound is thrown out in front of the net by Lupo. I think he was trying to bank that in off Abby Bullen, but he missed him. Hemsky. A lot of trade rumors here in Edmonton. A pass back. Here's Hemsky trying to come to the front of the net. Down it's Reimer, and the puck goes free, and it is Clark MacArthur getting it to safety and out. That was Hemsky. Minus 14 on the year, just 4 goals and 20 assists for the veteran. Played in over the line, and he'll break it for the net. Hemsky drops it back, the shot on, and that was stopped by Reimer. Conley whips it off the boards, but not out. Whitney in with a shot, and that's wide of the goal. The rebound to the near side to Gilbert. Gilbert's shot is wide of the net. Out to the inside of the goal, and Love gets it up on the wing, and then MacArthur gets it the rest of the way out. Whitney back into his own zone for the Oilers. See if this second period is as quick as the first. Eberly in on the right side, going wide there on Ollie, and Ollie got good positioning on him, but unable to get to the loose puck. Gagne down the boards. Gagne double teamed as well as it poked back to the blue line. Sutton to the far side, a shot off the leg, and Lombardi wheels out of the Toronto zone. Lombardi on the right wing with a shot, and it's smothered by Happy Bowman, and he is going to hold on.
Well, Reimer, a couple of plays. First of all, if you miss the puck behind the net in the shoot-in, it can really cause you some problems. It's a funny bounce. Now the Leafs are running around, and this creates a good chance to score for the Edmonton Oilers because of it after Francis gives the puck away in the slot. Here's the play here. But Reimer makes a good save, and then later on, Emsky with a beautiful pass. Yarby with the quick shot, and nice transition there by Reimer that comes from right to left and robs Yarby.
Eberly after it on the near boards, can't get to it before Gardner chipped it in a little deeper. Now Sutton fires it out into the center ice area, and it is Hall breaking in around Komisarek. Hall around back of the net. Komisarek got a hunk of him, but not enough, and it's back along the boards and now chipped to the line and batted to center ice by Lombardi. Sutton regrouping in the Oilers zone. Pass is deflected in by Gagne. Down on the near side. Likes it paved off as it comes up on the wing, and Darryl Boyd skates it out of the net away. Boyd's to the red line. Just didn't get it in over the line. Sutton's bank pass comes from center, and Gardner is there. Gardner unable to get to it. He'll be forced here by May into the lead zone. Running around the wing for Komisarek. Pass for Boyce. Boyce gets it to the line, but not out. Komisarek now with the feed. That went off Steckel? Yes, it did. Right down to the last second by the linesman who was anticipating the end. It's smothered by Happy Bowman, and he is going to hold on.
Well, Reimer, a couple of plays. First of all, if you miss the puck behind the net in the shoot-in, it can really cause you some problems. It took a funny bounce. Now the Leafs are running around, and this creates a good chance to score for the Edmonton Oilers because of it after Francis gives the puck away in the slot. Here's the play here. But Reimer makes a good running around, and this creates a good chance to score for the Edmonton Oilers because of it after Francis gives the puck away in the slot. Here's the play here. But Reimer makes a good save, and then later on, Emsky with a beautiful pass. Yarby with the quick shot, and nice transition there by Reimer that comes from right to left and robs Yarby.
It's swept into the Toronto zone. Chased by Cody Franson. One into Smith. Here's Belanger back, and the shot is going to go off the stick and ramps up into the screen, out of play.
The second period of tonight's game from Edmonton on Leafs TV is brought to you by NHL 12. Available now, EA Sports, It's in the Game. By Just Energy. And by Bergmanis Prera Personal Injury Lawyers. Time tested. Trial proven.
James Reimer talking to the official about something.
Oilers.
And the face-off coming to his right. Leafs will have a couple of... face-off coming to his right. Leafs will have a couple of days off in Vancouver. Play an early start time. At least for Vancouver. As a smothered by Happy Bowman.
First shot of the game, kind of fitting. It's number 94.
Yeah, Ryan Smith is excited to be back in an Oiler uniform. He's always been an Oiler, even though he left for a couple of years. But here he gets the puck, turns it over in the offensive zone, a wobbly one. This one gets away from him, but he had a little extra steam on this shot in his first game. You could tell when he came out, an emotional greeting back by the fans here in Edmonton. He wanted to give him something to cheer about it.
On the zone for the Oilers. There on Ollie, and all Sutton to the puck.
39 minutes, 59 seconds of
40. To the near side. Petrie got it back to the net. Stolen by the Leafs. Centered in front. It comes back to Franson, and a shot in traffic is knocked away. Speed will carry it out at center for the Oilers. Raised it in on the wing and around back of the net now is Cody Franson. Snapped it into the corner. Blocked by Ryan Smith. Off a skate, still free in the corner, centering pass off a leg, goes free, centered back into the slot for a shot and a great chance there. Whitney had it fly. Kept alive by Speed. Here's John Horcock twisting and turning. Back to the point, changing on the play. Gilbert down and Reimer. The puck bounces at a strange angle away from him as he either got knocked down or turned around. Lupo will send it deep into the Oilers zone. He's coming for Toronto on the long change here in the second period. And upended there was Grabowski as Gardner makes a move and finds Clark MacArthur. MacArthur into Conley, and a shot went off the stick line of the net. MacArthur looks for an opening, sends it towards the net. And Conley has the rebound though, cycling it back behind the net. Ryan Whitney taken to the boards by Clark MacArthur. Whitney up onto the left wing side. PRV away at center. On the left wing, he goes in over the line, working there against Commissar. The shot hit the side of the goal. And maybe the post. Round back of the net. PRV with it again in center. And that goes off the skate, and the Leafs have it out at center ice. MacArthur across the line, couldn't hook up there with Conley. Mothered by Happy Bowman. And he is going to hold on.
The fans here in Edmonton know all about Steve McIntyre, the Mac attack.
First of all, if you miss the puck,
and Lombardi wheels out of the Toronto zone. Lombardi on the right wing with a shot. It's smothered by Happy Bowman. And he is going to hold on.
Well, Derek Englund,
Reimer, a couple of
the Edmonton native, giving Taylor Hall a little bit of a ride afterwards. It was Taylor Hall that initiates the hit on Englund after he tries to go through. Great play by the defender to get in that lane, not to let Hall get through, and then a little rush up afterwards. A little shot saying, hey, I'm willing to do this. 13 fights last year already. He's one of the tougher guys in the league, so not afraid to get busy in that department as well.
With a quick shot. Now the Leafs makes transition.
Eberly after it on the near boards. Can't get to it before Gardner tipped to the far side. They shoot it wide of the net, but this is going to be retrieved by the Oilers, so there's no icing. And it is Gardner now in his own zone for Toronto. Rink line for Dion Phaneuf. Edmonton native puts it in over the line. And it's sent right back out into the center ice area, and here's a chance for Gagne in over the line with Hall. Gagne trying to
stutter step, and it worked beautifully here on Dion Phaneuf there as he goes to the inside, and almost there hit Ryan Smith. We've seen this his whole career. That's goalie interference, but he gets away with it once again. He is a max trap, and almost there hit Ryan Smith. We've seen this his whole career. That's goalie interference, but he gets away with it once again. He is a max trap. He gets away with it once again. He is a max trap.
Well, with all of the trade speculation, Steve Tambellini came out today and said that Ryan Smith would not be traded. Of course, after his brief sojourn away from this area, he returned this year as a free agent. And they're going to honor that. Here's a chance for Royce, and the shot went over top of the net, right to the side of the goal. Wrapped back in again by Steckel. And it is turned back now by Tom Gilbert. Turned, and now here's the pass ahead, and Eberly funneled to the net.
Another penalty call
Against Toronto.
RE/MAX agents have the experience to get the job done in today's market. Visit RE/MAX.ca today.
Sam Gagne here with a pretty nifty little stutter step.
Undisciplined penalties here. Kevin by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Cross checks from behind and just in the defensive zone. It's Hemsky here that gets cross checked as he has the puck from behind. Letestu will go to the box for 2 minutes. And then afterwards, Taylor Hall having some words as well as the up point
43 minutes, 49 seconds, 43 minutes, 9 seconds, 1 hour, 28. 43 minutes, 9 seconds, 1 hour.
Not too happy.
43 minutes, 49 seconds, 1 hour. 43 minutes, 44 seconds, 1 hour.
And he's their third power play right now as he went down in practice. He came out on this.
From Rexall, you're watching mine, and now is chopped into the Edmonton bench and out of play. By Phaneuf. wide with a shot.
3 minutes, 16 seconds, 1 hour, 38 minutes, 43 seconds. 43 minutes.
Chased by Phaneuf. Hall works back towards the blue line, and Phaneuf is way out there after him. The pass comes out over the line, and now it's back into the Edmonton bench. You're watching most of Canadian Leafs hockey on Leafs TV HD. Rexall Pling 3 Oilers. Time tested. Wild.
Came out on this road trip on Monday afternoon, and I think he'll be back probably in a week or so. He's walking around pretty good without much of a limp at all, so I think he's going to be just fine.
Brian Burke, Dave Nonis.
Notification from
Overlooking things here at Hanging on for dear life.
The box for 2 minutes and 31 seconds, Kevin. It's amazing. Already you're seeing that chemistry starting to flash. The youngster Hopkins is feeling pretty comfortable in his first game. And Alex Hensley, good to see him back for Edmonton fans as well. It's like having a few new bodies in the lineup. Him, Horkoff, but both out with long injuries last year. Injected back into the starting
43 minutes, 5 seconds of 1 hour.
We'll take the draw
43
against
minutes, 45 seconds of 1 hour, 38
Hobart.
minutes. Husky.
You're watching most of Canadian. He's good. And it's whistled wide by Belanger. Lyles turning the puck over. Sent back in there by Petrie. A pass in front. Down is Reimer. And he is able to come up with it as Petrie sent it in. But Lyles sent it right back into the traffic back of the net.
There's been a few of those tonight. The Leafs have been much better in this game than they were last night in their own zone. But Reimer had to be very sharp with this wraparound attempt by Jones. He comes over, paddle down. And Jones is going to face the player once again here for the Edmonton Oilers team. He's got good speed and size.
Right of the right of Reimer. Won by Edmonton. Speed sends it around back to the net. Hooks to the near.
44 minutes.
And he is able to come up with it as
Right on the
Petrie sent
doorstep.
it in. But Lyles sent it right back
Presence there by Pittsburgh, only 3 men on 5. Just staying in the passing lane, not allowing Jordon Eberly to get that crossing pass. You can tell he wants to try and put this down to Omar on the back wall, but he just can't find that seam to get it through. So good coverage by Pittsburgh to stay in their lane, take it away, Barker gets the shot through. And guess who? Ryan Smith standing in front.
This game,
It's a big screen. One of those benches being 6'3" for Brent Johnson. He's able to still
45
find
minutes,
that
36
puck.
seconds of 1 hour.
And make the save.
45.
Great job of this.
on the backhand down the ice. Recovered by Speed because of his pace. So hard by Kessel that denies the icing. Out into the center ice area, comes in over the line. A pass. Oh, nice bit of a deflection there from Jeff Petrie, but an excellent save made by Reimer.
Well, Reimer had to be very sharp here, and off the rush, a little pass through the middle here. And the Leafs give the blue line up a little bit too quickly. They're not staggered, and Bob McGill, they can't give the blue line up like that and be successful. That's a real good save by Reimer.
Well, you're no question about it, Greg, but the Petrie's jumping in from the blue line, so he senses that they're going to get an opportunity. He jumps into play and almost gets rewarded with it.
There's Clark from the ice area, comes in over the line. A pass. Nice bit of a deflection there from Jeff Petrie, but an excellent save made by Reimer.
Jordon Eberly, a great opportunity to tie this game at one. Just two terrific passes through the seam. A one-touch by Petrie down to Omar. He rifles it across to Jordon Eberly. He just can't get a handle on it as it comes through. But the rebound comes right out after Omar just throws it into that traffic area. A big rebound. A great job by Johnson to stay with that puck, follow it out to Petrie's stick, and make the save. It's some good action.
Around this game than they were last night.
Sent it in, but is left over. Sent back in there by Petrie. A pass in front. Down is Reimer. And he is able to come up with it as Petrie sent it in, but Lyles sent it right back into the traffic back of the net.
Yeah, there's been a few of those tonight. The Leafs have been much better in this game than they were last night in their own zone, but Reimer had to be very sharp in this wraparound attempt by Jones. He comes over, paddle down. And Jones is going to face the player once again here for the Edmonton Oilers team. He's got good speed and size.
Right of the right of Reimer. One by
45 minutes, 33 seconds of 1 hour. 45 minutes, 33 seconds of 1 hour.
has some difficulties with it. Tries to find an opening, gets it along the boards, and it comes right back to him. Hensky takes it to the boards, comes up on the wing. Bosky tipping it to center ice. MacArthur couldn't reach it, he had Conley breaking. just pass
Second
the
goal in the
ball
hockey
over the net
game.
for the Furry, and that's happened a lot this year. Here's the Leafs. They don't get it in deep. They're on a change. And the change burns a quick transition. There, this ball stay outside, and they go to the net. And Reimer locks in here to Gagne, who makes a beautiful pass over. And what a play there. Gagne right over on the tape. And Hall just tips it up over top of the goaltender, James Reimer, who never did get across. That equals Hall's total points from a year ago. Now with 42, and he becomes Hall's total points from a year ago. Now with 42, that equals Hall's total points in his rookie season. Early, Sutton draw the use. That's on the even strength goal. Gates it hits first of all Phaneuf, then it hits Taylor Hall, and then he taps it in. Gagne and Sutton draw the assist. Hall on the even strength goal. Gagne and Sutton draw the assists.
14th assist
on the even strength goal, and the game is tied at 2. The Leafs had a 2-0 lead, a minute 38 into the first. Now with 42, and he becomes a two-time 20-goal scorer. There's 20 into the year, he had 22 a year ago in his rookie season. And he's away to the races again. That wide skating stance got it to the line. It was a delayed offside that is whistled out. What a break for Taylor Hall. Gagne's a right-handed shot, so Reimer should be over a little bit more, but he goes to the butterfly early, and Reimer cannot get across with the pass, and then a couple of skates hits, first of all, Phaneuf, then it is Taylor Hall, and then he taps it in. Gagne and Sutton draw the assists. Now, let's come back on goals by Eber in the first period at 2:32, and now Hall at 8:15 of the second. Back to the point it goes. Here's Gardner with a shot.
Jordon Eberly.
In front of the net. And Eber doesn't play it out. Puck has to be deep by the Leafs. Particularly
Pull it forward to a hat trick for the first time in the NHL.
Standing still because of Gardner's pass was blocked. Gets it handed to him again in the auto zone. Jake Gardner now on to Grabowski. Grabowski with room on the right wing side into the shot. He snapped it wide of the goal. The rebound is turned over, and Eberly and Gagne are away again. Gagne trying to drop it back. Disappeared, and now a pass for Steckel. Steckel going in over the line, drops it back for Phaneuf, and he couldn't take it to the net. Knocks it out of the air. It'll be a delayed offside, but Brown has it back in the center ice area. Mike Brown. Phaneuf. Pass ahead, chipped in over the line by Steckel. Cleared the line, but not out. Mark MacArthur in with a shot, and that was over top of the net. Hall chops it to the line. This should be a glove pass, and will be. As Phaneuf knocked it down at the blue line, and Brown touched it. The Leafs 2 and the Oilers 2, where a second Brown touched it. The Leafs 2 and the Oilers 2.
Oilers
second pass.
Well, absolutely, Greg. When you come up the middle of the ice,
Oilers 2.
can't lose the puck in the middle. So just inside the top of the circle, two players go to the bench, and they don't get back into play quick enough. And one of them being a defenseman, so Dion Phaneuf all by himself, and Francis coming late off the bench. So attention to detail, so key, and a mental mistake there by the Maple Leafs cost them the tying goal.
Yeah, and a horrific play in the neutral zone by Lombardi, and it has to be chipped off the boards, not pulling back in the middle of the ice, particularly when his team is on a chain. And that really created problems for that rush chance by Edmonton, and it ended up being a goal. Hemsky down into the corner. PRV trying to play it free. Hemsky taken to the boards by Lyles. Coleman hoping for a loose puck. Got it, but didn't get it out. Long shot by Barker goes over top of the net. Frankson up ahead for Armstrong, who plays it to the right wing side. Lombardi coming in over the line. Chased down by Barker. Got it back again. Off the linesman, Coleman trying to free it up, but couldn't find a man. And now in behind is Hemsky. Hemsky's going to the net. He's all alone. He shoots. That might have gone off the post or off the glove of Reimer. Tipped out into the center ice. And Hemsky got nailed after the fact. He's just getting to the bench now with his helmet off. His tournament now on the play is he got absolutely leveled after he sneaks
in behind the defense. And makes a great play here. Catches Ransom standing still. And right off the far post. That was very close to being an Edmonton Oilers lead. And then afterwards, Colby Armstrong sneaks up on Hemsky and whacks him with a forearm right in the head.
One thing there on that play, I would like John Michael Lyles to be backing his partner up. The puck's on that strong side, and Lyles should be back further, and that wouldn't have happened, and Hemsky wouldn't have got the chance.
Petrie gets it up on the wing. Gardner goes back. His soft play doesn't get it out. Now into the corner it goes, and a backhand end along the board. Oilers back after it. Komisarek pulls his man over, and slowly getting up and heading back into the play is Belanger. To stay in the game now. Here's a chance for Kessel going wide. Kessel centers in front of the goal. And losing his goal stick was Javi Bulin, but the Leafs can't take advantage of it. Komisarek leads it into an empty corner. Gardner trying to shield the puck there against Jones. Puck still free. Jones going to the bench. The Oilers get a change going. Puck is fed out at center ice. Brought to the line and in by Bozak. Bozak against the boards. Lupul is in there as well. Lupul. Little stutter step move against Gilbert. Lupul still with it. Got it in front of the net. Bozak able to get a stick on it in front of the side line. It's centered in front of the net again. And I'm trying to get back this. Chipped in there by Kessel. Off the stick that comes down into the lead zone. Is going to cover up on it. Hemsky and Ollie having a little shoving match there.
And Kessel with this speed. We've seen this a lot tonight in this game. And here he goes with speed. A little stutter step. Takes it to the net. And right in front of the net here. And instead of going on his backhand, Lupul just tried to go to his forehand. And there's a nasty hit by Komisarek and Belanger. And Belanger stayed with it in the shift, but as you can see right now, he's being attended to as he had a cross-check from Komisarek right into the arm.
There, Hemsky in there by Kessel.
Cam Barker.
Stick that comes down into the lead zone.
Barker.
Cover up on it. Hemsky and Ollie.
First goal. It was 4-0 Oilers.
Having a little shoving match there.
And Kessel with this speed. We've seen this a lot tonight in this game. And here he goes with speed. A little stutter step. Takes it to the net. And right in front of the net here. And instead of going on his backhand, Lupul just tried to go to his forehand. And there's a nasty hit by Komisarek and Belanger. And Belanger stayed with it.
Now back to the blue line, just kept in at the blue line by Petrie, and the two back to the net. Boyce chips it along. Romanski starts away as he drops it back, and now trying to get the return pass, send it in over the line. Petrie got a piece of it to slow him up. Conley against the boards, can't find anyone. Well, on the near side it comes, and Petrie gets nailed there by Darryl Boyce. Contact is starting to pick up the mystery hit. Down goes the Oiler player Eberly with Ransom with a fair hug on him. Puck is put to Ransom, and now he starts up. Ransom pass ahead on Grabowski and onto the right wing side for Hunt. Boyce trying to add support into the corner with it. Holtby and Grabowski. Grabowski gets thrown aside there by Andy Sutton. And out come the Oilers. He's tied at 2.
4-0 Oilers.
Looking for an outlet. Snaps it back out of the center ice area, forcing Sutton back. Sutton to Barker. Back to Andy Sutton. Sutton awarded with a new contract here in Edmonton after moving his family around a lot of the National Hockey League over the last couple of years. Glad that he's staying put. Lombardi trying to slide by on the right wing side. Gilbert plays it back into the corner. Brown got it freed up. He's juggling their lanes again here. Armstrong with a hit. Shot bounces wide of the Oiler goal. And it's back to the net for Speed to get it around on the wing. Brown sends it back. Kobe Armstrong for Lombardi, who swept it out in front of the net. Taking the shot, Gardner. Gardner carries around back of the goal. Gardner coming out. Nope, doesn't shoot it. Komisarek does. Blocked in front. Lombardi couldn't get a rebound. Another shot just over top of the goal with goaltender Javi Bolin down. Around back of the net. He had hit Mike Brown on the way through.
The Oilers have really collapsed in front of Javi Bolin when they've been in trouble in their own zone. All kinds of pucks have hit forwards with defenseman's legs. Never been able to get through to Javi Bolin.
Well, they've taken over the shots on goal department. Turnover there by Steckel. And Steckel gets it freed up again. And now on the left wing is Clark MacArthur. MacArthur into the slot. And that didn't reach its intended receiver. And it's back out into the center ice area. Miles is going to send it right back in again. 4:52 to go in the second period. And you go off the stick. Taylor Hall from Gunny and Sutton at 8:15 to turn the game. Leafs with Kuhlman in over the line. And a guard by Cam Barker. Kuhlman against the wall, got it around back to the net. Veteran Smith turned away now for Edmonton. He missed a hit from Clark MacArthur. Regrouping back in their own zone. Giveaway here. Chance it for Bozak. And that was stopped by Javi Bolin. Bozak again in front of the net. Takes it a shot. And that's kicked away by the Edmonton netminder. Whoa, what a giveaway that was. Bozak had about a 4-foot breakaway. Pass ahead. Hanson shot. May have struck Lupel. Now a chance for PRV on the wings. Can't get a ride to put up. Taking around back with the net. The puck to the skates of the lead defenseman. Ranson will change it off the glass and wrap it down into the Oilers' end. Ice. Whoa. That just hit big at the Leaf bench. Will be upset with that. And Ranson change it off the glass and wrap it down into the Oilers' end. Ice. Good. That just hit big. Defense to upset the Lupo. And the shutout is over. Rexall upset for that.
The Leafs
So the Leaf fans and attendance here at Rexall Place.
It's 4-1.
Terrific giveaway here. It's going right through the middle. Barker, and there's the giveaway, and a great save by Javi Bolin. Another play by Franson, and that hit Lupo right in the back of the leg, or that might have been a goal.
And Barker with a bit of a hiccup.
Nice and flat anyway, right on the tape. You're going to do it right. Another play by Franson, and that hit Lupo right in the back of the leg, or that might have been a goal.
And Barker with a bit of a hiccup. And Barker with a bit of a hiccup.
Nice and flat anyway, right on the tape.
It was.
You're going to run out of real estate.
There wasn't much you could do. No, you're right. Icing coming up here against Toronto. 3 minutes and 53 seconds remain in the period.
Sam Gagne's had such a terrific run since the All-Star break. I was talking to him this morning, and he said, you know, I talked to my dad, and the advice that all older players can tell younger players is just control what you can control. You can't worry about grades or what your team is doing, the ups and downs. You have to control your own game and worry about helping your team. And that was the advice from Father David. That all older players can tell younger players. That was the advice from...
At the point, sprawling to block that was Lupo.
I wonder how many ex-players have had that discussion with their sons that are playing hockey, because that's a lesson that takes years to learn.
Chopped at by Kessel, doesn't get it out. Back at the blue line, fed in along the boards, and Kessel intercepts. Kessel brings it to the near side, that's offside. At the line. 3:05 to play in the second period, and this game tied.
That's a Leafs rewards to
Tied to play in
more, but Leafs rewards.
This game's had a bit of nasty in it so far tonight. Both teams have been on the body and come up with some pretty good hits. And speed will do that. And I would want to be a defenseman, Bob McGill, the way the score checkers were barreling in this evening.
No question about it, Greg, is the speed of the game, and you wonder why there's so many injuries today when you see the speed and the violent collisions on a nightly basis.
Rubbed in over the line now by PRV, and it's down back of the Lead goal, put to the line and out by Dion Phaneuf, who was given a jolt there by Horkoff. Horkoff to the line and on the wing, a shot off the blocking arm of Reimer over top of the net as Hemsky let it go. Boyce, speaking of hits, there's another one there. Here's Alex Hemsky playing it down into the Toronto end. Ollie wraps it around on the far side and Conley can't settle that down. Puck is down in the Edmonton zone. Near side for Jeff Petrie. Up on the left wing side it goes. Brought by Jones to the line. Flipped in over the line. Shot back out again. Grabowski can't get away. Petrie with it once more. 2:05 to play in the period. Down into the Toronto zone. Snap back on the glass for Armstrong by goaltender Reimer. He gets it extricated and Grabowski with some speed. Can't get it in over the line. Turned over and sent back in. Oh, and a chance there for Jones. But he couldn't handle the pass. Smith sends it in front, gets it back again with Ollie chasing him. Sent back behind the net. Enough trying to extricate. It comes in front. And a shot there bounces to the line, but not up. Back in on the near side. A quick shot by Jones. Whoa! Reimer is out. Ryan Smith ends up on top of the league netminder. And Reimer has not gotten up yet.
He's all right. And Ryan Smith, I don't know that there's been a guy in the game in the last maybe 10 years, maybe more, that is good at going to the net the way he does and causing all kinds of problems for goalies. See what he does there? He takes the shaft of Reimer's stick and gives it a push, and he does that extremely well and gets away with it more times than he should.
Face off to the left of Reimer with a minute and a half to go in the period.
And a 4-1 hockey game.
Lost the twin on the near side. A quick shot by Jones.
And a save!
As we mentioned, Kevin, nice to see Alex Hemsky back in the lineup. Only 69 games played in the last 2 years. Did play 47 last year before suffering an injury once again. And he's been the go-to guy here in Edmonton for a number of years and wants to have a full healthy season. I believe if he can do that, he will be at least a point.
Reimer is out. Spot that. Ryan Smith ends up on top of the league netminder. And Reimer has not gotten up yet.
2007 comes to an end October 6th, actually October 9th.
No, I don't know.
And the team, the number on the front now.
The way he does it.
Reimer with a minute and a half to go in the period. And out at Gagne to Hall and hit a leg. Delayed offside, nullified as the Oilers tag up. And Gardner brings it to center with a pass. He blocked. Gardner gets it handed to him again and shoots it in. Back behind the net. Hit on Petrie. Still free. Played out at center ice. Speaking with Gardner. Less than a minute to go in the period. Gardner has to send it back in on a delayed offside or he might have been trapped. Out come the Oilers. For Gagne. Gagne going wide and Steckel goes after him. And against the end boards. Pushed into the corner by Lyles. He had his stick tied up. Brown can't get it out. Sent over here to Gilbert. Gilbert shot is wide of the lead net to the side of the goal. Chopped back into the corner. Hall tied up by Steckel. Grabbed up. 18 seconds left in the period. Lyles trying to scoop it high. And that went off the glass and into the spectators. 13.9 seconds left.
Sorry, Joe. Smart play there by Lyles as he was able to recognize that his group was in trouble. This line is just so dangerous. I mean, they got a little bit of everything. Hall is just a horse out there. We got Eberly, who's a fine playmaker, and Gagne with some great playmaking ability, but also some pretty good stick speed also, and they are very difficult to defend against.
Leafs have had some pretty good success when tied in the third period. 6-2-1 were tied after 2. And a long shot is gloved by Reimer. Conversely, the Oilers are 2-9-3, and they've been tied heading to the third period.
Right.
9.4 seconds remain, but Edmonton's got 22 shots, which is 12 here in this second period. Leafs have had just 3 in the second period.
Feel like that, doesn't it?
No, it doesn't. That's on goal. There's a deflection right on, and Reimer makes a save just as the horn goes.
Well, the Edmonton Oilers with a much better period, and the Leafs, for the most part, were all right, except for that few crucial giveaways that cost them, and we've got a tie hockey game.
Hall from Gagne and Sutton. Right at 2. She might goal line get way into the game. Just the 1 goal from Taylor Hall. 25 shots directed at the Toronto goal by Edmonton, and just a dozen by the Maple Leafs, who had only 3 actually on Nikolai Habibulin. So I am sure that part of the discussion in the Leaf dressing room was, got to get some more pucks to the net. Spend a little more time down in the Edmonton zone. Ollie ties up his man, but here's Smith in over the line. Smith gets it into the slot. A shot pick save there by Reimer. Big rebound to Dion Phaneuf. Phaneuf hooks it up on the boards. Topped by Kessel, but not out. Bouncing high, and then speed was filled in by Phaneuf. Here's Smith turning and cycling it back behind the goal. Ollie can't reach it. It comes from the front of the net, and unable to get to it, and it is swept to center ice by Toronto. Ladislav Speed back in his own zone. Morkov couldn't get anywhere with that. Rolled in over the line by Lupol. Change is coming for Toronto. Way out into the center ice area. The Grabowski line over the boards. Brought out now as Pullman back on the line with Grabowski and Clark MacArthur. So Ron Wilson juggling. Here's a chance now for the Oilers. Off the post! That was snapped off the post. It's coming in on that right wing side was Alex Hemsky. Oilers back in the neutral zone and now backpedaling into his own zone. Whitney or Gilbert. Got it ahead. Launched high into the Toronto zone. Eberly hustling in there after it. Ranson took it away from him to find MacArthur on the left wing. And it's played ahead, and Grabowski and Conley are away. Drop pass for Grabowski. Grabowski going wide and around back of the net. Grabowski trying to center, couldn't. Here's Clark MacArthur with it. Conley trying to add some difficulty in front of the goal as Phaneuf is able to play it back in. Phaneuf into the slot. Wrist shot just wide. Chops it towards the net. It's high and wide of the goal. Boyce down the boards, and he just missed Hall with a hit. Eberly drops for Hall. Grabowski on him. Down he goes. And the Leafs turn it back up ice. Conley to the line and in with Darryl Boyce. Boyce going in wide. Tried to send it in front. Couldn't. And he did. And it was tipped off the pad of Habibulin. Lombardi. He didn't get a penalty there. I don't know.
Because to me, Hall was in a good offensive position. He may have sold it a bit, but still.
He had a pretty good grab on him. Hall may have jumped, so the officials decided instead of making 2 calls, they'd make none. Lander to the line. This is offside at the Toronto Blue Line.
New notification from PomPLEs.co.in. Critical virus alert appeared to scan by Microsoft Edge. Actions.
The third period of tonight's game from Edmonton on Leafs TV is brought to you by Mr. Transmission, a free road test and multi-check while you wait, and by Tim Hortons, always fresh, always Tim Hortons.
Leafs catch a break here early as Hemsky just wires it off the stick perhaps, and then right off the post. And that was a goal that was inches forward.
Talk about gap control, too much space.
There's some chance in front of the net, but unable to handle it was Petrell, and it's out into the center ice area. Off the skate to the line, gobbled up by Toronto's Brown. Brown feeds on to Steckel. Steckel across the line with Armstrong. Steckel trying to go wide around back of the net. Rolls it to the side of the goal. Chopped by Brown and went off the side of the net wide. Brown taken to the boards. Gilbert. They get away on the right wing side. The pass comes out at center, and it is fired deep into the Toronto end. Cody Franson back in the net with Smith chasing. Reverses the puck for Lyles. John Michael Lyles sends it up the middle, and Bozak with speed is across the line. Trying to go in on the backhand. Can't deliver the shot. Petrie forced it into the corner. Oilers back the other way. Smith. Diagonal shoot in, and Lyles will get there ahead of Belanger. Sends it around on the near side for Kessel. Kessel across the line for Bozak. Trying to make a backhand pass, and was too well covered and knocked down by Jeff Petrie. The track meet is starting again. Here's Belanger rolling it in, and just getting his glove on it in time was Reimer, and Jones goes crashing into the net. He's slow to get up on his skates.
He banged his leg right onto the goal post when he went sliding in at a gazillion miles an hour.
Gazillion? That's really quick.
Told you.
Go. Yes, it is.
Times. Stop exaggerating.
Okay. And last season, we remember the history between Armstrong and Eager. And watch Brown. He'll just come right up and stick out for his teammate there and get away with it. Eager's going, what's going on here?
By Microsoft Edge.
That's the old tag, and in comes your partner. Long shot. Knocked down in front of the net. Starting again. There's Belanger rolling it.
There's Petrie.
Just getting his glove on it in time. Jeff Petrie was Reimer, and Jones goes crashing into the net. He's slow to get up on his skates.
He banged his leg right onto the goal post when he went
The
sliding in
Oilers,
at a gazillion miles an hour.
5-1.
That's really quick.
There you go. Yes, it is.
Times. Stop exaggerating.
Okay. And last season, we remember the history between Armstrong and Eager. And yes, it is.
Was crashing. Was and just getting his glove on it in time.
4 seconds after that Petrie goal.
Reimer
It was
on it in
5-2.
time.
And
Was
what a goal.
Reimer,
It's
and
14.
Jones goes crashing into the net. He's slow to get up on his
He
skates.
banged his leg right on the goal post when he went sliding in at a gazillion miles an hour.
That's really quick.
Told
There you
you.
go. Yes, it is.
Times. Stop exaggerating.
Okay. And last season, we remember the history between Armstrong and Eager. And watch Brown. He'll just come right up and stick out for his teammate there and get away with it. Eager's goal.
And would have projected.
What's going on? From McCarthy. Toronto tip comes only with a shot that is deflected wide of the net by Henry Bullock. Puck comes out into the center ice area, forcing Jake Gardner back to Toronto territory.
Back on this line again is bit here. Once again.
Puck out into the center ice area. Here are the Oilers bringing it in. Gagne trying to skip it. Could not. Hall on the far side plays it back to Eberly. Eberly back into the corner for Hall around back of the net. Taylor Hall leaves it there for Barker. The defenseman around back of the goal. Cam Barker looks for an outlet. Back to Hall filling in for him at the point. The shot went just by. Good play by Boyce to poke it out at center, but it was just a little bit too far. Right back by Sutton. Poking up there by Komisarek. Sutton gets it again. Pass to the side of the net for Eberly. Eberly has it around the boards to Gagne. Back to the point below. Shot is high over top of the lead goal. Sutton down the boards, and Boyce stepped into him. Boyce upping into the line and out. Barker got it up on the wing. Across the line with a pass. In for Eager that didn't work. He tried to center it. Across the line with a pass. In for Eager that didn't work. Kessel tried to center it.
We're up the
Center
board.
is Eager. Little shove.
Bill Kessel, his second goal of the game. And the Oilers are within 2.
And Langer gives Eager a little shove. And Langer has run a stoppage of play with a smother of the puck at the side of the net. Well, Ben Eager certainly had a hand in this one. He scored the goal that got the Oilers jump-started after a 2-0 deficit and took on Mike Brown in a fight.
He showed some discipline, though, guys. Normally, he's a guy that, you egg him on like that, and he's going to take a silly penalty, so good discipline on his behalf here.
I wonder if Bob Rennie's been able to get to him a little bit, because I liked his game in Ottawa this past weekend where he scored also, Bob, in a similar type of affair where he did a good job with that.
Yeah, he was a first-round draft pick.
It's skate.
Ozak back of the goal. Centering passes backhanded wide of the net by Ryan Jones. Down the right-hand side, looking in front of the net for Smith. It rolls in front. And Kessel tips it free, and here's Lupo skating it out at center. And it knocked off his stick. Enough trying to get to it. Force it up on the wing. It's a loose puck to Smith in the corner. Ollie runs him into the corner. Ozak can't play it ahead. Smith's around back to the net with Enough chasing him. And down he goes. Lupo with a loose puck. He'll try it again. But at center ice is Lupo. Kessel into the slot. Lupo with it again. Getting free. Here's the shot. It's blocked from the bouncing puck. Shot by Ozak and stopped by Heavy Bolin. Kessel in the corner. Couldn't get it out in front. Armstrong arrived a little bit late. Is this a penalty? I believe it is. The arguing will start, but the officials are gathering, and the Leafs are going to go to their second power play of the game.
What three
Bob,
goals?
does he hear a little...
Go to their second power play of the game.
I don't know, Bob, does he hear little footsteps here as Colby Armstrong's coming in and ready to give him a pretty good ride?
Well, he takes a quick little look, no question about it. Jones takes a little peek. He sees that Colby Armstrong's coming. And you know what? When I'm 15 feet out in front of my goaltender, I better make sure I clear the zone. But he gets a little too much oomph on it. And as a result, the Maple Leafs go to their second power play of the game here tonight.
There have been only two. Leafs have not been a man short. These two teams. Here's Gardner with a drive. He scores!
That might happen before the...
Here's Gardner with a drive.
That might happen before the...
Here's Gardner with a drive. He scores! Dave Gardner hammers home the goal.
And now it's a 5-4. Just one more goal to tie it.
The Leafs have been pretty good in the face-off circle tonight throughout this hockey game. There's no winger on the board for Petrie, and then Gardner just cruises into the slot one time. Not sure Heavy Bolin had a good look at this. And Schmid is a good shot blocker, second in the league in blocking shots. Doesn't get that one, and yeah, Heavy Bolin, you can tell by his reaction, he really doesn't have a good look at it, and there is no doubt that Gardner got all of that baby. The Leafs, after two periods, have won 61% of the draws in this game, and they win a big one there.
Well, kudos to assistant coach Rob Zettler, who works daily with these young defensemen, working on those one-time shots.
Gardner's third of the year, his first on the power play, and another outside of the Toronto blue line.
Off the draw, the Oilers throw it around the boards. That winger's got to be there to tip it. He's not there. Remember earlier in the game, that's one way to have a wake-up call. Not that Gardner ever needs it, but a good play there by Cody Franson to keep the puck in. Clark MacArthur with a beautiful backhand pass, and there is the one-timer. No mistake made by Gardner as he hits the far side.
Rookie Gardner's 18th point of the season. Cody Franson with his second assist in the game. He also has 18 points.
Bill Kessel, guess what?
Gain the lead. It's 3-2.
2 assists. Now it's a 5-4 hockey game.
Backhanded ahead for Eberly. Miles chips it on to Boyce, and Boyce
Go,
battles it
Leafs,
down
go.
to the Oilers zone.
The chant we're
Ball
hearing.
going back. Gave the puck away there to Daryl Boyce.
Try to eliminate the series.
Center ice area.
That's the
Pressed
rest of this
down
game.
into the zone by Eberly, and into the near corner is Gagne. Chipped away from him by Fanuc. Line but not out. Parker got it back behind the net. Now to Hall. Hall had it knocked back. Gagne centers. It's going to by everybody. 7 minutes, 45 seconds played into the third period. Toronto.
Here's goal.
Long
In a
shot.
span of 3 minutes.
Miles. It comes up limping a little bit. Played high to center ice then by David Steckel. Brown's going to chase it.
No item in.
And Gilbert back. Good reverse there by the defenseman. Now Armstrong pressures Whitney into the turnover. Steckel trying to help out. Back to the point. It comes to Lyles. Lyles to Cody Franson and the shot. Oh, the big rebound and Armstrong heading to the net. Couldn't get it to settle down. And let that go right off his shin pad and into the net.
It's amazing, guys, where you're on your heels, but you score a goal, and all of a sudden you've got new life in your legs, and the Maple Leafs getting that momentum back on their side.
They have just shifted benches. Piece of fellow momentum. To the corner it goes now for Gardner. Jones back to the net. Kessel steals, and Kessel comes out with Lupo. Makes a move with his skate to kick it down into the Oilers zone. Bozak knocks down an errant pass. Lupo in the slot, but it comes back to the point to Commissaric, and his shot is deflected into the corner. Bozak back to the net, centering. Kessel quickly made the one-touch pass out in front. Lupo unable to get to it. Smith will play it down into the Toronto zone. Jones and Commissaric after it. Lupo plays it off the glass to center ice. Sutton on to Sean Horcoff. And Kuhlman. The shoulder down and a pretty good hit there.
Good solid check.
All in was Hensky. This allows Kuhlman to bring it out. Sutton had the bomb doors open. Just good back checking there from PRV. Almost stick handled himself right through the goal crease. Turnover here for Carter Fraser. He's in a goal! Grabowski had his stick lifted by PRV. Another penalty coming against the Oilers. That's a little bit on here to come up with that loose puck because the goaltender had headed for the bench. Kessel. Clark MacArthur. Centers! Oh, Sutton fires. A leap forward. Steckel right into the goal. Just the one penalty. 5-4.
That's an easy one here. This is quite a delivery right through the middle. They always got caught in a bad change. Clark MacArthur finishes it off after Cody Franson with a beautiful tape-to-tape pass through the middle. It gave the Leafs a goal in period number one. A quick look at this penalty here as MacArthur was in, no doubt about it, and there is the trip. And a bit of a case almost. He was in for a penalty shot. They don't usually call him from that far out, but Clark MacArthur was in.
Andy Sutton is fortunate that he didn't get a second penalty when he folded Steckel into the net. Here's Lupo. Off the boards to Lyles to Fanuc. The shot. Big rebound in front of the net. Backhanded in front. It's cleared to the boards, but not out. Lupo. Back it goes to Lyles. Lyles with a wrist shot. Blocked in front. Where's the puck? It's grabbed off by the Oilers and sent down the ice.
What we haven't mentioned is the importance of a power play goal for the Toronto Maple Leafs here in this third period. Not only to get them the lead, but the power play has been struggling so much of late. And you can see the confidence. Bob McGill talked about how confidence goes right to the legs. Well, even more confidence when you get a power play goal and you get a back-to-back one. The Leafs have moved it much more efficiently here on this power play.
They had just one in their last 5 games. Centering is by Lupo. Shot it over the top of the net. Crashes into the Oiler. There's going to be a penalty here.
It's an even up.
Call it a hook.
There's a bit of an even up there. You won't get a complaint, I don't think, from Ron Wilson, as it was only a matter of time, really. And there's the play, and the stick is there, and it gave the official an excuse to make the call.
11:08. So just a minute into this power play, 1 second actually. The Oilers will get, for the first time in 2 games, a power play against Toronto. You'll recall in their game in Toronto, it was a penalty-free game as far as power plays were concerned. Neither team had one. Here's a backhand on goal, scooped up by Happy Bullen. There'll be a face-off coming in the Oilers zone. Futures is brought to you by Enterprise Rent-A-Car. We'll pick you up.
Well, Matt Bratton having a great, second half of the season as he's back with the Toronto Marlies, and he had 6 goals in the last 5 games going into their game last night against Adirondack Phantoms, and he's got his speed going. He's going to those dirty areas, and he's being paid dividends by scoring some goals.
The Oilers with the second best power play in the National Hockey League. Here's Gardner taking it wide, mishandled it, poked it around into the near corner. Bosky after it, can't come away. The Oilers get it out. Falling there was Cody Franson, but he was able to get the puck away from Ryan Jones, who might have been away to the races. Grabowski coming out of his own zone to MacArthur and slipping it down into the Oilers zone. 16 seconds left in the penalty in the 4-on-4. Back to the point to Phaneuf. Phaneuf just backhands it around back to the net. Grabowski's going to reach it. He just plays it deeper, and he's going to peel to the bench, and the lead penalty killers will get going here with a minute in the Oiler power play. Leafs have allowed 1 goal in the year 2012 with the man advantage. Enough. Flyers in down the ice. 1 of 32. And you could have won a lot of money wagering on that on January the 1st. Into the corner it goes. Gagne back to the point to Ryan Whitney. Walks the line, dishes it off to Hall. Hall challenged by Kuhlman. Back it goes to Whitney over to Gagne. Gagne with a pass down low. Blocked. Eberly tied up by Komisarek. Chopped down. Cleared to the line and out. 16 seconds. Sparty got a piece of that. Like it might have been offside. The ball goes around back to the net. Horkoff slides it back into the corner. Centering pass for Horkoff. Knocked back into the corner. The penalty is over. Gagne winds and shoots. That's blocked. Cleared ahead at center, but it was on the other side of Lombardi. Out of the net for him, and that was Happy Bullock. On Gilbert. 6.5 minutes to play in the third. The Leafs by a goal. Leading in Hemsky. Nifty move. Goes to the net. Stop. Rebound. Where's the puck? It's knocked into the corner. And Franson clears the line, but not out. Long shot. Bad save. Big rebound. Top to the line, but not out. Right back in again and around to the far side. And Gilbert. Gilbert leaves it there. Miles ties up his man. Bozak can't get it out. Point shot from Parker is not taken. Kessel checks in. Parker gets it back to the net. Belanger at the half board cycles it back along. Now Barker trying to come out, or at least Hemsky into the slot with a shot that goes off the leg. Bozak plays a bouncing puck out into the center ice area. Kessel was upset there as he was trying to go after it. Just here for both teams. 5:36 to play. Third period. Power play goal from Gardner. Leafs have a 3-2 lead. For the first 2.5 minutes, I thought this was going to be about a 14-13 event. Shot wide of the goal. Eager couldn't get to it. Kuhlman knocked down on the play. Grabowski had it stripped away by Eager. They battled for it. An elbow there by Eager took the helmet right off Grabowski. Speed lays it back into the corner for Smith. It bounces out in front. Trying to get the shot away with Weimer. It comes in front of the goal as Weimer was down. The Leafs trying to get it out, and they do. Race for Grabowski without the helmet. Around one man, trying to play it in front. The puck rolls underneath him.
Get your helmet on.
Brought out by Taylor Hall. Oh, Brown had him lined up. Hall works to the near half board. Tied up by Lyles. Puck comes back to the two against the boards. Back to the point to Whitney. Back to the net. Gagne. Trying to work it out in front. Whitney to the far side. Gilbert in front. All back to Whitney. Pass deflects just off the line. Centered in front. And the Leafs pinned in here for the third straight shift. Here's the shot by Eberly. Back to Whitney. And the the Leafs hemmed in here for the third straight shift.
Here's Jordon Eberly.
The Leafs hemmed in here for the third straight shift. Here's the shot.
Here's Jordon Eberly. He scored!
Pass deflects just forward in front.
Jordon Eberly.
And the Leafs
Eberly.
hemmed in here for
Oh,
the third
hat
straight
trick.
shift. Here's the shot.
Here's Jordon Eberly with a shot. He scored! For Jordon Eberly. The first NHL hat trick for Jordon Eberly.
Three shifts in a row.
Makes
The Leafs
Oilers
are just all
fans
hemmed up in their own zone.
wanted to cheer about.
Puck recovery. Gagne gets it back. Now they don't get it out. Brown has the opportunity. Can't find the handle. Steckel has a chance. Doesn't get it out. And what a shot right up over the glove by Eberly. As he just stays with it. Terrific balance. And then flips it up over top
What a game.
of the goaltender.
What a hat
Ryder, who
trick.
really doesn't get out of the blue paint on this after the turnover.
And that's how this is the result.
There it is. The glove is down a little bit. Puck goes right over the glove.
15:56.
It was a
Fifth of the year for
natural hat
one of the great.
There it is. The glove is down a little bit. Puck goes right over.
hat trick.
And there it is. The glove is down a little bit. Puck
Oilers
goes right over the glove.
for a hat trick.
15:56. 25th of the
Puck goes right over the glove.
15:56. 25th of the year for
Right over the glove.
15:56.
Down a little bit.
The first hat
Puck goes
trick
right over the glove.
and gets a hat toss.
There it is. The glove is down a little bit. Puck goes right
Oil
over the glove.
And the Oil Kings
15:56.
might play
25th of the year for
But he's been a go-to guy here in Edmonton
There it is. The glove is down.
for a number of years and wants to have a full, healthy
8
season.
goals.
I believe if he can do that, he will be
That was 8 goals.
at least again. Games played in the last 2 years. Did play
15
47
assists.
last year before suffering an injury once
That
again.
was not, it's
And he's been a
8
go-to
goals
guy here in
and
Edmonton
9
for
assists.
a number of years and wants to have a full, healthy season. I believe if he can do that, he will be victory once again.
And
And he's been a go-to guy here in Edmonton
it's
for
another point.
a number of years and wants to have a full, healthy season. I believe if he can do that, he will be at least a point for being back in the goal. But he's 69 games played in the last
Ryan
2 years.
Smith.
He played 47 last year before suffering an injury once
28
again.
points here in the
And he's been a go-to
postseason.
guy here in Edmonton for
13 goals,
a number of years
15
and wants
assists.
to have a full, healthy season. I believe if he can do that, he will. And as we mentioned, Kevin, nice to see Alex Hemsky back in the lineup. Only 69 games played in the last 2 years. Did play 47 last year before suffering an injury once again. He's been a go-to guy here in Edmonton for
No item.
with the lone assist. 8 young stars in this league. Whitney with the other with the lone assist.
Sam Gagne with the lone assist.
And Eberly is enjoying playing against Toronto. Pair against the Leafs in Toronto. Scores the tying goal here. Passing it ahead. Boyce trying to drive the net. It's a goal! And not wide. The man is not gone. So it's been an enjoyable night. Why not have a little more? 3-3 demand on home.
Six goals. The plays of the third period in there.
Well, it's been an enjoyable night. Why not have a little more? 3-3 demand online.
That's been a terrific game. Let me show you the plays of the third period in there. As the Leafs goal on the power play. There moments ago, and it's just been an unbelievable hockey game. That is for sure.
Leafs team subscribers can watch the Leafs live online at RogersOnDemand.com/Leafs.
Gardner with that big shot, the one-timer as well, and great young players put on a show here in the third.
Last 5 games, centering is left. Top of the net, which crashes into the
Third period. Game 6
penalty here.
between the Leafs and the Oilers. The Leafs will play for the final time here in the series to force Game 7.
All of the hook.
Oilers will win for the 7th time in 13 games.
Enterprise. Out to the line, but not out. Now by Grabowski and brought in over the line. Grabowski on the backhand, gets it in the front. Lays it out back to the net. Gilbert gets it ahead, and here's Horkoff. Horkoff, left hand side,
Horkoff going to get 7.
Gilbert down the board, sends it around back to the net. Leafs slowly react to it as it goes into the goal. Horkoff sending it back. The RB trying to work his way free. Cycles it along the board.
6 more Oilers.
Hemsky to the point. Shot blocks his
Jordon Eberly.
Oilers getting it out.
NHL hat-trick.
Coleman needs a change of players, so he sends it in deep. 2.5 minutes to go in regulation.
Number of goals in the game. 2.5 minutes in the left of the third.
Here's the puck away.
Game 6.
Boys couldn't do anything with it.
Oilers to
Always trying to keep it into the keeper. And it will be Whitney sending it over. Sutton gets it ahead and over the line. Lots of sticks in the way, but ball going to the net. A shot on the backhand, smothered by Reimer. Penalty for hooking against Toronto. Gibson run by the Oilers. Eberly against the boards, loses it. And Martin sends it out and down the ice.
Oilers are 6-4-2 against
Tested
two
here
teams in the playoffs.
with a point in the standings as the end result. Whitney puts it up on the beat for Sean Horkoff. Fumbling there was Steckel, replaced by Conley. The Oilers
Listen to the crowd cheer. Let's go Oilers.
There was Steckel, replaced by Conley.
The atmosphere.
Near side for Barker. Pass across doesn't reach anyone. Oilers keep control. Smith in front of the net. Back to the point. Gilbert dishes it off. Hemsky working in from the side of the goal. A shot is stopped by Reimer on the short side. Chipped ahead for Conley. Conley's just going to take his time and shoot it in. Watching this penalty kill. 33 seconds left in it. Hemsky loses it. Steckel shoots it down the ice.
For the second time. They hold the line well there and not let the Oilers in. Big rush here for the Maple Leafs. They need this point.
Across the line for Smith. Into the corner. Gagne sweeps it around the boards. Bouncing puck flying. Trying to beat in. Lombardi couldn't get to it, but it bounces out at center ice.
Circle your voice button.
And that'll do it. The final score for Game 6.
2 goals in the third.
Is 6-4 the final.
Kessel turns. Kessel gives the puck away.
The Maple Leafs trying to make the playoffs. Here is the horrific play by Conley here. And then watch for now. There he is. Puts his head down. Tap, tap, tap Whitney. And there's the
Jordon Eberly.
To create the rush the other way. And then Liverpool, a right-handed shot.
3 goals.
And then Conley going to the net.
That does it, friends.
First in 18 games.
First NHL hat-trick. Even Wayne Gretzky.
Heavy Buller got a piece of it, but not enough.
Ryan Smith.
Underline the importance
6 letters. 1 hour.
of the
1
head
hour 38
down
minutes. 1 hour 38 minutes. 30 seconds. 1 hour 38 minutes. 33 seconds.
by the captain, Dion Phaneuf. His work turned to line yards.
Abby Bullen got a piece of it, but not enough.
6 letters. 1 hour 38 minutes. 15 seconds.
Tonight's Wilson Canadian race stars. On Sportsnet and CBC. Your first star. The Edmonton Oilers with 1 goal and 3 assists. By number 93, Ryan Hughes.
Speed is 1.
Edmonton Oilers scored 1 goal and 2 assists by number 89, Sam Gagnon. And the first star for your Edmonton Oilers with a 3-goal hockey game. By number 14, Jordon Eberly.
Cannot
1 hour 38 minutes.
underline
1
the
hour.
importance of
1 hour
Dion
31.
Phaneuf.
1 minute.
His work turns a 3-on-1 going one way into a 3-on-1 going the other.
That might be his best play of the year, right there.
Who? Conley or Phaneuf? Or both.
I didn't like the giveaway, but it worked.